Okay, well, onto a more enjoyable topic.
Climate change. Oh boy.
My wife is laughing at me back there. Okay, so we're stepping slightly up here with climate change. Um Climate change in the Bible. And we do see a form of climate change in the Bible. Now, climate change is such a misnomer. Not so much misnomer, but a catch 22 because back 40 years ago, Democrats pushed, oh, we've got global cooling. Global cooling was the thing. Everything was cooling down. We're heading for another ice age. It's going to be horrible. It'd be dreadful. Everything's going to freeze. We're going to have to live on just the bare minimum. And we're all going to have to move down to Mexico. And we're going to have to live on the equator. And everything else is just going to be frozen solid. There's going to be food shortages. Everyone's going to die. It's going to be horrible. That didn't happen. It didn't happen. In fact, lo and behold, everything started warming back up. And then they're like, oh no, it's global warming. Global warming's happening. It's all our fault and it's global warming. And the ice caps are going to melt. And everywhere's going to flood. And everyone on the coast is going to die. And we're going to have to move into the middle. And there's going to be food shortages, and it's going to be horrible, and everyone's going to die because we're just going to be on a little sliver in the middle of the United States, and then that's going to be about it. And that didn't happen. Now they just said, screw it, we're going to go with climate change. Climate change! Climate change. So it's not warm, it's not cold, it's just changing. We don't know what it's doing, it's just changing. Okay. So in history, do we have a precedence of climate changing? The answer is yes. Yes, it's changed multiple times. We had a small ice age during the time of the founding of the United States. The Delaware River was frozen, which is really an unheard of thing at this point. If we scroll back and even say, let's look further back into history. Let's see if we see climate change without real human input. By that I mean no cars, no nuclear power, even though that's one of the cleanest ways of producing power, no coal, no natural gas, nothing like that. Let's roll it back. Okay, well, let's look at the Bible, because it's historical, definitely in the Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus. Those are historical books. We see that in it accounting Israel's travels, and we see the environment in these. In fact, the land of milk and honey is repeated multiple times in the Bible. In books like Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, it describes Israel as this land flowing with milk and honey. You know about you, but I have seen the pictures of Israel recently. It ain't that good. It's described in the Bible multiple times as being this great place. And it's a desert! Mostly. There are fertile places and there are places to grow, but I wouldn't be describing it as a land flowing with milk and honey that is worth an extended period of traveling across this desert just to get to. Really? It ain't that good. At least nowadays it isn't. Back then, though, it does look like we have archaeological evidence that would say that it was much more plentiful. There's a lot more rainfall at the time. There's a lot of vegetation that would then describe it as a land flowing with milk and honey. But it's not that way nowadays. No. Not at all. So, in so saying, even then, even in our history, as we look back, we see that that Mesopotamia area was really the cradle of civilization. That's where it really started flourishing. We really see civilizations start appearing around the equator, only around the equator. We don't see them up north. Nothing worth mentioning. We had tribes. We had basically that was it. Tribes just roaming around north of the equator and south of the equator. I think that's for other reasons, but I do believe that is clear evidence that we've had climate change for much longer than we've been driving the cars around or even making iron or steel. So it's mentioned multiple times in the Bible as being this land of milk and honey, and it really isn't. We see the cradle of civilization where our civilization really flourished.
It ain't so cradly anymore.
So is that man-made weather change? Is it because of the farting cows? Cow farts, really? Really? I'm surprised PETA didn't jump all over her. What do you think we were going to do with the cows? Put corks in their rear ends? They're going to kill them! Many farmers out of business. Whole livestock just slaughtered.
Yeah, that makes no sense whatsoever. Thank you, AOC and the Green New Deal. Put new in front of it, it always works! It was new!
Of course, if you point any of this out, there's personal attacks. In fact, I was just in a discussion with someone not too long ago about healthcare, and basically they accused me of not caring for anyone. Because basically, you don't care about X, is their assumption. You don't care about the next generation if you don't care about climate change. You don't care about the poor people if you don't care about affirmative action. You don't care about fill in the blank if you don't care about whatever they're trying to push at the time. Really? Really? It's really bad discussions. It's a really bad argument. If you've got to resort to personal attack over actually pointing out ideas and actually talking about the concepts and looking back through history and saying, wow, we really do see a lot of climate changing all the time. In fact, we see a nice little ebb and flow going up. It gets warm, cool, and where are we right now? Actually, I don't know. I think we might be on the cooling end. Where we were on the warming is warming up. Now I think we're back down to cooling. So that's climate change in a nutshell for you. Oh boy. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Perfect nonsense.